Irene Rivka Becker from Just Coach It is an executive career life coach and confidant. Irene has helped clients all over the world achieve outstanding results in their lives and careers by using the changes and challenges they face as a catalyst for self-discovery, personal career branding, enhanced achievement and higher EQ and EI, reduce stress, improve communication leadership in a rapidly changing and competitive and volatile workplace. Her pre-coaching journey took her from being the first woman CEO of a steel company, pioneering consulting on entrepreneurship and mentorship in Canada, working in the USA and Europe, financial consulting, and background in business, emotional intelligence, life and career coaching, training, and so on. So,
well, that's a big mouthful.
So you have some great experience, and you actually spoke at an entrepreneur seminar that I organized a few years,
I
and
did.
everyone was delighted with your with what you had to say. So
Thank you.
yeah. So now tell us like exactly how you help people, what you've been doing lately in this economy with helping people with their transitions and branding.
Well, I help people really negotiate what is a candidate-rich and volatile economy. Somebody asked me recently, how long are we going to be riding the wave? I think we're going to be riding a consistent wave for the next decade. And part of learning to ride the wave in terms of one's career is really understanding your key success factors, developing a brand,
Right.
and understanding the marketplace and how to position yourself. And those things sound simple, David, but they're not.
Yeah.
And they're hard to do alone.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, things change pretty quickly. So you could have been the CEO of a company for many years, and all of a sudden you find yourself in an industry that is no longer in fashion or something like that. So, I mean, do you help people to look at what their skills are and where they can best focus their efforts in terms of finding new
For sure.
business and so on?
I think what I do that's most critical is I help people, first of all, determine their key success factors.
Right. Okay.
Their key challenges, and around that, to not only determine where they want to go in the short and long term, but how they fit into the marketplace. There used to be a lot of talk about transferable skills.
Right.
And today, there's a unique balance because most corporations in this environment have a plethora of candidates, and they want someone who's uniquely positioned.
Right.
So highlighting a transferable skill is not necessarily the way to go. You want to rebrand.
Right.
In a way, reinvent the candidate, but from an authentic place where their strengths stand out and you can position them properly in that industry.
Right.
There's a whole skill around building marketing collaterals, a resume, an executive bio, interviewing techniques, things that really position the candidate, because a resume won't get you a job.
Right.
A marketing collateral is not going to do that either. They'll open the door for you.
Yes.
But opening that door today is really critical, and I think that's one of the things I help my clients do best.
Right. So, I mean, how do they do that? And I think
Yes.
this the chart that we have. Blue, do you have the chart there that Irene sent you this morning? There's a PowerPoint slide. I guess there's different ways that people have their own network. There's job sites. I mean, you look at all of the different ways that people can make connections to find leads.
Well, I work with each individual intensively to determine their key success factors, rebrand them, position them in a way that accelerates success and opens doors.
Right.
And I also explore what I call the job quadrant, because most people, you could spend all day, for example, most people get stuck in one area of the job quadrant.
Right.
You could spend all day long, David, filling out resumes,
Yes.
sending out resumes, and never get an answer, and you could be the most qualified individual in the world.
Right.
There's a way, keywords, structure, positioning, that a resume has to be formatted to open a door. Plus, in this economy, what I've seen, what I know to be true, is that you need to be branded, you need to target market, but you need to do more than simply respond to job ads. You need to hit all 4 areas of what I
Right.
call
Now,
the job
is this
quadrant.
the quadrant that we have? Should we bring this up on the screen? You can see it over there on,
Oh, okay.
on the TV screen.
Yes. The left-hand side of the quadrant represents jobs, job postings. You then have recruiters or executive search firms. You have companies and growth centers, and you have your network.
Right.
Those 4 areas are critical. And
Right.
if you get stuck in one, you are going to be spinning your wheels going nowhere.
Right.
You need to be branded and target marketed in all 4.
Right.
I help my clients develop and I manage an action plan for them
Right.
to help them optimize and maximize their career in all 4 areas.
Right.
Now, for some people, they may initially say that their network will not lead them to the next position. But upon examination, often there are jewels within one's network.
Right.
Growth companies and sectors. There's a huge imperative, for example, in green energy. The Ontario government's going to put $400 billion into green energy in the next 10 years.
Right.
While a lot of companies are startups, there are a number of companies that are represent tremendous opportunities for people in marketing, in sales, in technology, in positions of management and leadership. In fact, there's a really interesting report called the OCETA report, OCETA,
Right.
for anyone who's interested in that particular sector. But there are a number of growth sectors that, albeit the volatility of the economy, they are getting hotter and hotter. So that's an area that I look at with clients. What growth sectors appeal to them? What growth sectors do they need to know about?
Right.
And how can we brand and position them in that sector to open doors as
Okay.
fast as possible?
Now, you have some pretty fantastic testimonials, I noticed
you.
in reviewing some of your material. I just wanted to highlight a couple of them. Irene is an extraordinary life, leadership, and success coach. She has an uncanny ability to diagnose the issue, prescribe the proper treatment, and see you through whatever is holding you back from achieving your goals. You won't find a better person and coach anywhere. Here's another one. She's unique among executive coaches. She was instrumental in helping me successfully navigate a crucial period in my career, one where I was able to take a formidable leap. I deeply value my sessions with her. I recommend her highly to those who want to unleash their best selves to the world. That's a really fantastic testimonial. So,
Thank you.
sounds like you really get to know your
I
clients.
love my work, David.
Yeah.
It's really a calling, it's a vocation, it's a passion, and I've done a lot of work, not only on the career side, but on the life side,
Right.
with people who've gone through very difficult transitions. Dissolving partnerships, divorce, illness, all kinds of things.
Right, right. You mentioned emotional intelligence.
Yes.
Can you tell us about what is emotional intelligence? You're coaching people in that respect.
Emotional intelligence is, well, let me first tell you how the buzz grew around emotional intelligence. A fellow Landsman, Daniel Goldman, who was an editor for one of the major publications in the United States, science editor, became very interested in emotional intelligence, which had been a term developed by Mayer and Salovey, 2 psychologists. What emotional, and he's written a number of best-selling books. What emotional intelligence is your ability, my ability, to understand and manage our emotions, understand the emotions of others,
Right.
and to use emotions to inspire, engage the best in ourselves and others.
Right.
It's really emotional mastery, and it's critical to leadership, to success, to health, to wellness. Unlike learning, I'm trying to pick, memorizing a text.
Right.
Emotional intelligence is best achieved in the coaching. It is really a phenomenal thing to help somebody
Right.
become a better leader, become a better communicator, lower their stress threshold
Right.
tenfold, inspire and engage the best in others at the front line.
Right.
Emotional intelligence is a success key in one's personal and professional life.
Right. Right.
I also help clients build enhanced IQ, greater focus, greater actionability, whole brain thinking.
Right. Okay. So people should definitely call you, Irene, if they're going through some kind of transition or they just want to make that next leap in their career or their professional lives. Sounds like you have a lot to offer, and they should give you a call. So tell us how people get a hold of you.
Well, people can get a hold of me through my website, www.justcoachit.com,
Right.
or at 905-889-0940. And my email is irene@justcoachit.com. In addition to coaching, I offer a number of one-hour sessions, stress-busting sessions, strategy and focus, as well as really tremendous assessments and debriefs and action plans
Right.
around communication, leadership, behavior, stress, resiliency, the gamut.
Okay, so there you have it, people. Irene is your person, Irene Becker at justcoachit.com. Give her a call or send an email to irene@justcoachit.com. Irene, I want to thank you very much for coming down to meet with us today and share all this great information with us.
I thank you so much. And in closing, I want to mention one thing. In this era of transition, in an era where I believe it's more critical than ever to reach out and help one another, there is a gentleman, Dr. Brian Price, who runs a charity called United Hesed. He's a dentist who went through a tremendous transition, a devoutly spiritual, religious man who not only walks his talk, but so do the people that benefit from his charity. He helps the unseen poor, professionals who are in transition, who've lost their jobs. He needs all our support. The charity is called United Hesed.
Right.
If anyone would like more information about United Hesed or to be in contact with Dr. Price, I would be delighted to be of service.
Okay, so you can find out more about United Hesed. I guess they have a website too,
They do.
unitedhesed.com, or just Google it or call Irene and she'll give you more information. So thanks again, Irene. I appreciate that very
welcome.
much. And please stick with us. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes with Len Rudner from the Canadian Jewish Congress. Looking forward to that. Stick with us. We'll be right back. Thank you.